Hello guys, so today I want to share with you something that I have been thinking a lot about lately. So it has to deal with like the law of attraction and how the universe works and what I think about it. So the more I live, the more I see that life is more or less an illusion. It's more like a movie that we perceive each of us differently, and we can never really know what the other person sees or feels or experiences, because the only thing that we ever knew was how our world is around ourselves. And if you think about it, we are totally in control of what we see. And the reason I think this way is because of my borderline disorder. I really feel like a different person every day. So the circumstances of my life do not change in my day-to-day life, but my perception on my life changes drastically. So one day I feel on top of the world. I feel like I can do anything I put my mind on. I feel powerful and good, and I really just feel almost almighty. And then the other day I wake up and I feel like the dirt of the world. I feel like I will never be able to achieve anything. I feel like no one loves me, like I'm going to die alone, that I will never find any friends, or that I will just fail miserably in anything that I start. And it can be like 2 subsequent days. Nothing really has changed from one day to another. It was just my mindset. And according to the thoughts that I have, I would have a different approach to life that day, and my days would turn out so differently. So what I found to be helpful is to get a perspective. So when you look on your life from a viewpoint of a stranger, so imagine like you are talking to a friend and telling them a story about some person that you know, but it's really your story, and you don't really get personally involved in the tragedies. You just tell it as a story, and it doesn't seem as life or death important anymore, does it? So what I discovered is that if we treat our lives as if we are watching a movie where we are the director and the actor and the auditory, we can actually play with it and do whatever we want with it, because it is not to be taken seriously. If we are deadly serious about our lives, we'll just be really sad all the time, and no one wants to live a sad life. So if you want to be happy, it's really worth not getting too emotionally invested in anything, because after a while you can just switch the projector off, or you can go and see another movie, or you can rewind, fast forward a little bit and go straight to the happy end that you want. So one of the most important things, in my opinion, is to have a perspective. What a perspective gives us is more peace and serenity in our life. So most of our uncomfortable emotions and feelings come from not being present in the moment. For example, anxiety or worry come from thinking about the future, and depression or grief come from thinking about the past and living in the past. If you have ever meditated, or just if you have ever been still in the present moment, you will notice that we are the happiest. Like the moments that we feel that the time stops, when we are having fun with our friends, when we are making love to our partners, then we are winning an award or doing something that we really enjoy. It feels like the seconds become minutes and hours, and it feels like this moment lasts forever. And you can make it last forever, because you have the power to do that for your own life. The only problem is that our brains don't really like being in the present moment. They like to wander, and they like to name things, and they like to categorize things, and anything that happens in the moment, they try to compare it to what has happened in the past, what will happen probably in the future. They make all these plans and calculations, and our brains are the most powerful computers that there are. They have so much information inside of them, you have no idea, because you are only aware of your conscious, and there is so much more in your subconscious that you cannot even control. So we need to learn and trick our brains into being more present every moment, and I think that it is the first step to become really happy and peaceful every day of our lives. If we have perspective, we don't really ever get annoyed or upset or offended by any other people, because we can watch the situation from afar. We can see that if our precious feelings or our precious lives are not affected by it, we can only see the other hurting person who is trying desperately to find love and understanding, and this is why they act the way that would hurt us if we were not seeing it from a perspective. So if we get personally involved in a situation, it is very likely that we are going to get hurt at some point. But if we see it as if we were watching a movie from afar, nothing can get to you really. You have the absolute power to have control over your entire life, over your emotions and feelings, and you also have absolute control to give it up to anything or anyone of your choice. Talk about obsessive compulsive disorders, codependent relationships, abuse, alcohol abuse, drug abuse, all sorts of disordered eating behaviors, you name it. It is basically you voluntarily giving away control over your own life. Sometimes it is too hard for us because we were either brought up this way or something happened that changed the way our development went. Maybe we went through some really horrible things in the past that changed the chemistry in our brains or changed the development of certain areas in our brains, and then you cannot just undo it by yourself. Then you will need a help of a professional, and a good professional psychologist or psychiatrist will work towards giving you the sense of perspective and teaching you how to see from other points of view rather than your own, because our brain is super dramatic. It likes to create tragedies around everything, and most likely the things that you consider to be the end of the world are not even worth mentioning in the long run. When you think about life just as a hologram, you don't really feel so separated from other people anymore. You suddenly understand that we are all one and we are all love, and that there is really not much difference between this person or that person. We are just all this human beings being on this earth, learning our lessons, going through lives. There is nothing more beautiful than this moment, and that we can only make it better by being happy ourselves and sharing the love and light that we have with the people who surround us. So I think if everybody understood that, we wouldn't have the need to protect ourselves, or we would have no need for wars and borders and any stuff like that. But our brains are really stuck up. They love structures, they love lists, they love kind of guidelines. So I came up with several tips or rules, or you call it whatever you want, just some things that I think are important to understand in order to get more perspective and in order to be a little happier in our everyday life. So the most important thing for me, as I already said, is to accept that the life that happens around us is no more than just a movie. When something happens to you, you just feel like you are in a cinema watching it from afar. Any breakup, any situation when you have problems at work, or you get fired, or you embarrass yourself, they don't feel so personal anymore. It's like you're looking at a stranger in a movie theater and you laugh along with everyone else, or you feel sad for them, but you know that it is not you. It's not happening to you. It's just happening to some person somewhere, and you have the power to go to another movie if you don't like this one. In order to get the life of your dreams, you actually need to know what your dreams are. And I feel like a lot of people don't really know what they want from life. And I feel like a lot of people really need guidance. And this is where the superstitious and the religion and everything comes from. But you know what? Everything that you need is already inside of you. So if you listen hard enough, if you look close enough, anything can be your teacher. In every situation, in every little thing that happens to you, just look at it and think, what can it teach me? What does it say to me? What is the universe trying to tell me with this? And I promise you, you will start noticing more and more serendipities, coincidences, and lessons that you will learn from life. Because if you don't learn it the easy way, trust me, the lessons will come in very, very hard packages. A very important thing is being grateful. So be grateful for everything. Every morning, start your day with listing things that you are grateful for, right? Gratitude lists. If something happens to you in the moment, which I find the easiest to do, for example, you get something for free, someone holds a door for you, something nice happens, like you just caught a bus that was about to leave. Anything, it can be as little as you want, but if you will be grateful in this moment, you will create a pattern of gratitude and feeling abundant, because if you have things to be grateful for, it means that you have an abundance of something. And then you will have more and more and more of that. It will like snowball until your entire life will be just a dream that you will not stop pinching yourself and thinking like, how did I get here? How did I deserve all of this? And actually it is real for everyone, because just start being grateful for the tiny little things and do not belittle even the smallest virtues that you have. Energy flows where attention goes. So think about what are your most common thoughts, because usually our thoughts run on autopilot and we have very little control of what happens in our head. Like 80% of our thoughts are unconscious, and if your thoughts are negative and belittling to yourself and other people, and if you're constantly criticizing or nagging or complaining or whining, it's not going to make your life any better. So please take care of your thoughts. Like, they also need hygiene. If you notice yourself thinking bad things, just stop. Like, don't judge yourself for having bad thoughts, just replace them with good ones. And if you see something that you like, pay all of your attention to that. If you see something that you don't like, just walk away. Do not discuss it, do not talk about it. It's none of your business. Nothing that you don't want in your life belongs there. So just don't even spend a tiny little second on thinking or noticing it. In the end, we all just want to be happy, and trust me, material possessions have nothing to do with it. So money is only good if you know how you want to apply it. So if your greatest wish in life is to have a lot of money, if it is the only wish that you have, like just money for money, it's just paper. It will not ever happen to you, because you really need to think about what you need this money for. For example, say you want to travel and discover the world, and you want to meet new people and learn new cultures and educate other people on something that you are passionate about. Then you will need money for travel. And then if you do all of these things that I described above, money will come into your life, maybe in the ways that you don't even expect, but it will. And I promise you, you will be very happy. And if it is really truly your life calling, you will find the means to do that. But material possessions, superficial like looks, and maybe like you want a super pretty girlfriend, or maybe you want like an amazing house or clothes or something, it won't make you happy. Trust me. Experiences, relationships, and self-development is the things that are going to make you happy, and there is no exceptions. Non-material possessions on their own will ever bring you happiness or joy, and there are so many videos on the internet where celebrities talk about it. And the last thing, don't listen to anyone. Don't even listen to me. I don't know anything. I'm just sharing what I have discovered on my life path. I might be wrong, most likely I am. So everything that you need to know is already inside you. Just please listen to yourself, listen to your intuition, listen to your heart, but take your brain with you as well, and be careful about what you put in your head and in your mind. Be grateful and be happy. I really wish you to be happy whenever you are, whoever you are, and maybe share some of your tips and tricks on achieving stuff and being happy and fulfilling your dreams and goals and whatever. I really want to start like a conversation about that down in the comments, so I will be very grateful if you do that, guys. Now I'm going to leave you and wish you a very nice day wherever you are, and thank you so much for watching my videos. I love you so much. Be nice humans, and goodbye.